Have you ever walked into your own home and felt off? Like something wasn't quite right, but you couldn't explain what it was. You've cleaned, organized, maybe even added a new plant to freshen up the space. And yet, the air feels heavy. Finances feel tight. Conversations turn tense over nothing. And even after a full night's sleep, you still wake up tired. There's a reason for that, and it might be standing quietly in the corner of your living room. It's called the snake plant. You've probably heard it's a great plant to have indoors, low maintenance, air purifying, almost impossible to kill. But here's the truth no one talks about: where you place it matters more than the plant itself. Because while the snake plant is strong, sharp, and resilient, that strength can either protect your home or quietly drain it. You see, not every home needs more alert energy. Not every room benefits from something standing tall like a sword. And that's exactly what the snake plant is energetically. It's a blade. It stands upright, it doesn't soften, it doesn't bend, it guards. Which means if you put it in the wrong place, it doesn't just sit there looking pretty. It cuts, it deflects, it blocks, and over time, it can disturb the very balance you're trying to build inside your home. This video isn't here to scare you, but it will make you look twice at a plant you thought you knew. Because before you place it near your stove, or tuck it behind a couch, or let it watch over your bedroom, pause. Let's talk about the worst places to put a snake plant and the few spots where it actually brings in real, lasting luck. Worst spot 1: near the stove, a blade against the flame. If there's one place where the snake plant quietly does the most damage, it's near the stove. This is where many well-meaning homeowners place it, on a kitchen counter, beside the oven, near the backsplash, thinking they're adding life to the heart of the home. But the kitchen is not just another room. In American homes, it's where mornings begin with coffee, where family conversations happen without planning, where comfort food shows up on hard days, and where money is quite literally transformed: raw ingredients turning into nourishment, effort turning into stability. Energetically speaking, the stove represents the ability to sustain life and resources over time. And when you place a plant that behaves like a blade right next to a flame, something subtle but persistent begins to go wrong. The snake plant doesn't soften the kitchen, it sharpens it. Its energy is upright, alert, defensive. It stands watch. The stove, on the other hand, needs rhythm, warmth, and continuity. It needs to burn steadily, not defensively. When these two sit too close, the result isn't dramatic chaos, it's quiet imbalance. Money still comes in, but it doesn't stay. Grocery bills creep up, unexpected expenses appear. Saving feels harder than it should. Meals feel rushed even when no one is in a hurry. Conversations at the table become shorter, sharper, more transactional. You may not notice it at first, because nothing bad happens all at once. That's what makes this placement so deceptive. It doesn't break the house, it slowly drains it. Think about how a flame behaves when a sharp object is placed too close. It flickers. It becomes unstable. It burns hotter in bursts, then weakens. That's exactly what happens to the energy of nourishment in the kitchen when it's cut by something that was never meant to be there. The snake plant carries an energy of control and boundary setting. In an entryway or a workspace, that can be helpful. Near the stove, it creates tension. Instead of supporting abundance, it interrupts the natural cycle of giving and receiving. Over time, people living in these homes often describe the same pattern. They work hard, they budget carefully. They're not reckless with money yet, it feels like they're always catching up. The kitchen no longer feels like a place to linger. You cook, you eat, you clean, you move on. Something warm has gone missing, but you can't quite name it. This isn't about fear or superstition. It's about alignment. The kitchen thrives on gentleness and consistency. It responds best to rounded shapes, soft light, and objects that invite pause rather than vigilance. A snake plant doesn't pause. It stands tall. It watches. It protects by cutting away. When that energy sits next to the stove, it doesn't guard your resources, it keeps them on edge. The flame never fully relaxes, and neither do the people who rely on it. You might notice more irritability during meal prep, less patience at the end of the day, or a sense that the kitchen has become purely functional instead of comforting. These are not coincidences. They are signals. The home is telling you that something strong is standing where something gentle should be. If you currently have a snake plant near your stove, this is the moment to stop and reflect before moving it. Ask yourself how the kitchen has felt over the past year. Has it felt like a place of nourishment, or just a place of activity? Has money felt steady, or slightly restless? Have meals brought people together, or simply filled time? The answer isn't about blame, it's about awareness. The stove doesn't need a guard, it needs support. And when you remove the blade from the flame, you create space for warmth to return. That warmth doesn't just stay in the kitchen. It spreads into the way you eat, the way you speak, the way resources circulate through your life. This is why this first placement matters so much. Because how the home feeds itself sets the tone for everything that follows. Worst spot 2: in dark, cluttered corners, where energy dies slowly. There's a reason your home feels heavier in some corners. Not messy, just heavy. The kind of corner you pass without thinking. A space behind a door, under a staircase, or near the edge of the hallway where light never really reaches. Maybe there's a chair no one sits in, a stack of unopened mail, a plant you forgot to water weeks ago. These spaces seem harmless, but they aren't. They're where energy slows, then stops. And when you place a snake plant in that kind of spot, you're not fixing the energy, you're burying it. The snake plant is built for strength. Its upright form, rigid lines, and sharp leaves were never meant to hide in the dark. It carries assertive energy, protective, focused, bold. But when that boldness is left in a place with no movement, no light, no attention, it doesn't fade. It turns inward. It starts to absorb. And what it absorbs most isn't dust, it's stagnation. You might not notice it at first. But over time, homes with snake plants tucked in shadowy corners often carry the same story. People feel tired even after a full night's rest. They start projects but can't finish. The mind feels foggy. Rooms feel full but emotionally flat. It's not depression. It's not just clutter. It's energy that's been trapped too long, and a plant that was supposed to uplift is now silently holding all of it in. This is where many people misunderstand plants. We assume they automatically purify energy. But like us, plants respond to environment. A plant in darkness survives, but it doesn't thrive. And when it doesn't thrive, it reflects the emotional tone of its surroundings. When you pass it, you feel it subtle, dull, but dense. It pulls down rather than lifts up. It's no longer a guardian, it's a container. In Feng Shui, we call this yin stagnation. Too much stillness, too little flow. It doesn't look dramatic, but its impact is slow and deep. You lose motivation without knowing why. You forget what clarity felt like. You become more reactive, less inspired. The home still functions, but it stops nourishing you. If you've placed a snake plant in one of these corners, it's not too late, but it is time to ask, is this space breathing? Does it get light, air, attention? Or is it just where things go to be forgotten? Don't just move the plant. Clear the clutter, let in light. Open space. Give the energy somewhere to go. And only then, place something meant to support you. Because a strong plant in a weak space doesn't heal the home, it just holds the wound in silence. And over time, that silence becomes the background noise of your life. You deserve better than that. Your space does too, and so does the plant. Let it stand where it can do what it was made to do, lift, filter, and hold the line between stillness and stagnation. Worst spot 3: in your bedroom, where rest meets vigilance. There's a kind of quiet your body craves, a softness only the bedroom should hold. This isn't about silence, but a kind of deep exhale. The feeling of unguarded rest, where your shoulders drop, your thoughts slow, and your heart no longer needs to brace itself. That's what the bedroom is meant to offer. But when a snake plant is placed there, especially close to the bed, that quiet never fully arrives. The snake plant is not a gentle presence. It doesn't lean, doesn't flow, doesn't soften. It stands tall, sharp, and alert like a sentinel in the night. Its upright, blade-like leaves hold what Feng Shui calls yang energy, bright, watchful, focused. In an office or near a front door, this can be protective and powerful. But in a bedroom where your nervous system is trying to slow down, it becomes a low, invisible tension. And over time, that tension leaves marks. You may fall asleep. You may even sleep through the night, but you wake up tired. Your body rests, but never really lets go. Your mind drifts, but doesn't sink. Some people feel more irritable. Others feel distant from their partner. There's no fight, no event, just a quiet emotional gap that starts to grow between the sheets. This happens because rest and vigilance can't exist in the same space. And the snake plant, by nature, doesn't rest. It holds its form. It keeps its stance. Even in the dark, even when you're trying to sleep, it stands like a guard. But you didn't invite it into the bedroom to stand guard. You likely brought it in because someone said it purifies air or improves sleep. And while it does release oxygen at night, what it offers physically isn't always what it carries energetically. Feng Shui isn't about fear. It's about listening to the quiet language of energy. If your bedroom has felt tense, if rest has been shallow, if emotional connection has been harder to reach, look around. Not with judgment, but with curiosity. Is something in the room holding an energy that doesn't belong there? If you truly love your snake plant, you don't have to throw it out, but you do need to move it. Shift it to a far corner, away from your bed. Let light reach it. Pair it with a trailing or soft leaf plant to temper its sharpness. Better yet, move it to a room where alertness is welcome. Your bedroom deserves to feel like release, not readiness. You're not meant to sleep beside a sword, even a beautiful, silent one. Worst spot 4, the center of your home, where calm should live. There's a stillness at the heart of every home. You might not see it on a blueprint, but you feel it, the space where all other rooms seem to breathe toward. It might be where your hallway meets the living room, where family members cross paths without planning to. It's not always where the furniture is centered, but where the energy settles, or should. This is the center of your home, and when something sharp, intense, or overly active is placed there, everything around it begins to shift. Not loudly, not suddenly, just enough to unsettle the ground you're supposed to stand on. That's what happens when a snake plant is placed at the energetic center of the home. The snake plant is bold. Its leaves grow tall and rigid, often compared to swords for a reason. It holds power and precision, but not softness, not grounding. It carries both wood and metal energy, growth and cutting force pushed upward in a constant yang direction. This works beautifully when you need to direct, to protect, to sharpen your focus. But the center of the home doesn't need sharpening. It needs to hold. Think about how you feel when your center is off emotionally, mentally. You still function, you still get through the day, but something feels unsettled. That's the exact sensation that builds when a high-intensity plant sits in the core of your living space. Small disagreements happen more often. Plans take longer to come together. Money comes in, but doesn't stick. Emotionally, you feel busy but rarely steady. This isn't about the snake plant being bad. It's about recognizing that its energy, though strong, is directional, and placing it where stillness is needed can create invisible friction that echoes through your routines. A home center is like its nervous system. When you stimulate it too much, it doesn't collapse, but it can't stabilize either, and the result is a home that's always slightly on edge, even when nothing is wrong. If you want to keep your snake plant in a shared space, shift it gently. Move it away from the visual center of the room. Place it near a window, in a side corner where light softens its intensity. Even better, pair it with a plant that spills or trails, something that curves, something that yields. Balance sharpness with flow. Give the center of your home the space to breathe, not brace. Because the heart of your home is not a hallway, not a storage zone, not a place to test energy. It's where you ground, where you return, and everything in your life, from relationships to finances, feels the ripple of that grounding. Let that space be calm. Let it hold, not push. That's how stability grows, quietly, deeply, and without resistance. Best spot 1, the front door, the gatekeeper position. Some places in your home whisper, others hold, but the front door, it decides. Every time you open it, energy enters. Conversations, emotions, news from the outside world, they all pass through this threshold. It's where the outside meets the inside. And in Feng Shui, it's not just a door, it's the mouth of energy. the place where opportunity and chaos both arrive, which is why the space just inside your front door is one of the most important places you'll ever design, even if you don't realize you're designing it. This is where the snake plant belongs. This is where it shines. Placed properly, the snake plant becomes more than decor, it becomes a silent gatekeeper. Its sharp, upright leaves aren't just visually striking, they hold form. They stand watch. And when placed in the right spot, they don't block energy, they refine it. Think of it like a filter at the entry. The snake plant doesn't let everything rush in. It allows what serves you, and softens what doesn't. It doesn't say no, it simply says, not all at once. But placement is everything. Don't set it directly in front of the door or in the middle of the walking path that creates a clash, a kind of energetic jam. Instead, stand inside your home and face outward. Now look to the left side of your entryway. That's what Feng Shui calls the green dragon position, a space associated with protection, growth, and welcoming support. This is where the snake plant becomes an ally. It won't overpower the room. It won't interrupt flow. It will hold the doorway quietly, strong enough to shield, gentle enough to let life in. And just as important as where you place it is how you care for it. Let this plant receive light natural, if possible. Don't let shoes pile up around it. Don't let clutter gather at its base. A guardian surrounded by chaos becomes part of the chaos. But a guardian given purpose holds its place with grace. Wipe its leaves. Speak to it with intention, even if only in thought. Let it know it's here to help energy arrive clearly, not anxiously. People often tell me, since I moved my snake plant to the front door, something feels cleaner, lighter, like the house exhales more slowly. That's not imagination. That's energetic alignment. When the entrance is protected, the inside doesn't have to work so hard. Fewer arguments start. Rushed energy lingers less. And you may notice that money attention piece stays just a little longer. The front door is not just a place you walk through. It's a moment your home meets the world. And when the first energy is welcomed with steadiness, everything inside begins to feel safe again, anchored, ready. That's what a gatekeeper does. And that's what your snake plant can become, if it's standing where it was always meant to be. Best spot 2 in long hallways to slow what rushes through. Some places in your home whisper, others hold. But the front door, it decides. Every time you open it, energy enters. Conversations, emotions, news from the outside world, they all pass through this threshold. It's where the outside meets the inside. And in Feng Shui, it's not just a door, it's the mouth of energy, the place where opportunity and chaos both arrive, which is why the space just inside your front door is one of the most important places you'll ever design, even if you don't realize you're designing it. This is where the snake plant belongs. This is where it shines. Placed properly, the snake plant becomes more than decor, it becomes a silent gatekeeper. Its sharp, upright leaves aren't just visually striking, they hold form. They stand watch. And when placed in the right spot, they don't block energy, they refine it. Think of it like a filter at the entry. The snake plant doesn't let everything rush in. It allows what serves you and softens what doesn't. It doesn't say no, it simply says, not all at once. But placement is everything. Don't set it directly in front of the door or in the middle of the walking path that creates a clash, a kind of energetic jam. Instead, stand inside your home and face outward. Now look to the left side of your entryway. That's what Feng Shui calls the green dragon position, a space associated with protection, growth, and welcoming support. This is where the snake plant becomes an ally. It won't overpower the room. It won't interrupt flow. It will hold the doorway, quietly, strong enough to shield, gentle enough to let life in. And just as important as where you place it is how you care for it. Let this plant receive light natural, if possible. Don't let shoes pile up around it. Don't let clutter gather at its base. A guardian surrounded by chaos becomes part of the chaos. But a guardian given purpose holds its place with grace. Wipe its leaves. Speak to it with intention, even if only in thought. Let it know it's here to help energy arrive clearly, not anxiously. People often tell me since I moved my snake plant to the front door, something feels cleaner, lighter, like the house exhales more slowly. That's not imagination. That's energetic alignment. When the entrance is protected, the inside doesn't have to work so hard. Fewer arguments start, rushed energy lingers less, and you may notice that money attention piece stays just a little longer. The front door is not just a place you walk through. It's a moment your home meets the world. And when the first energy is welcomed with steadiness, everything inside begins to feel safe again. Anchored, ready. That's what a gatekeeper does. And that's what your snake plant can become if it's standing where it was always meant to be. Best spot 3 near west or northwest windows for clarity and confidence. There are certain spaces in a home that feel sharp in a good way. Not cold, not loud, just quietly focused. You walk by and feel a sense of order, like that corner knows what it's there for. In Feng Shui, west and northwest windows carry this kind of energy. They belong to the metal element: clarity, structure, decision-making. And when you place a snake plant near one of these windows, something subtle but powerful begins to take shape. Your home starts thinking more clearly, and so do you. The snake plant naturally resonates with metal energy. Its strong, upright leaves mirror the qualities of resilience and boundary. It doesn't wander. It doesn't trail. It stands like a mind that knows what it wants. But when that same plant is placed in areas that already support metal, like a west or northwest facing window, the energies don't compete, they align. And that alignment creates a kind of inner authority. It's not about control, it's about confidence. Many people struggle not because they lack opportunity, but because they can't decide. Plans are made, then delayed. Budgets are drawn, then abandoned. Ideas circle without landing. When your space doesn't hold clarity, you begin to reflect it, and that's where the snake plant, in this position, becomes a quiet ally. It sharpens focus. It stabilizes energy. It helps you go from thinking to doing, and from doing to finishing. But as always, intention matters. Don't let the plant block the window. Light should still pour in. That light activates the clarity. It illuminates the plant, the space, and the part of you that's ready to move forward. Keep the area clean. Avoid surrounding it with clutter or unfinished tasks. That energy confuses the purpose. You may begin to notice small changes. You open your mail faster. You commit to a decision without second guessing. You finish projects you once set aside. These aren't coincidences. They're signs that energy is being anchored, and that your environment is finally supporting your momentum instead of scattering it. When the mind is clear, the home is easier to live in. And when your space holds clarity near a window where light meets intention, everything you've been waiting to decide starts deciding you. Best spot 4 in your workspace: behind you, not beside you. There's a kind of pressure that builds when your energy has no place to lean. You sit at your desk, surrounded by to-do lists, emails, calls, tasks. You try to focus, but the mind wanders. You feel exposed, a little tense, maybe even scattered. It's not just the work, it's the space behind you. When there's nothing solid anchoring your back, your nervous system stays subtly on guard. That's where the snake plant can become more than décor. That's where it becomes a quiet stabilizer. In Feng Shui, the space behind you while you work is vital. It's your energetic support line, the place that tells your body, you're safe. You can focus now. Placing a snake plant here behind your seat, or in the back corner of your office, creates a symbolic and energetic wall. Not one that blocks, but one that holds. The plant's tall, upright form sends a message to your environment: this person is grounded, clear, and protected in their thoughts. But place it wrong, and the same energy can backfire. If the plant is right beside you, or worse, directly in your line of sight, it's sharp, alert energy starts to compete with your focus. You may feel wired, impatient, or oddly drained. You're sharing space with a plant that never relaxes. And when it's too close, neither do you. The solution isn't complicated. Just move it behind you. Let it become part of your backdrop, not your foreground, and let it receive light, because clarity needs brightness. Make sure the space around it is uncluttered. Don't crowd it with cords, papers, or old files. Give it breathing room. In return, it will give that back to you. You may begin to notice subtle shifts. Your attention lasts longer, distractions feel less invasive, Decisions get made without as much mental noise. You won't feel like you're forcing clarity, it will simply arrive. Not all at once, but steadily. Like a deep breath that holds its shape, because when your back is supported, your mind doesn't have to look over its shoulder. And when your workspace holds that quiet strength behind you, your energy can go forward without rushing, without fear. Just focus. Just flow. Care is placement's twin a dusty sword can't protect. You can place a snake plant in the perfect spot in the entryway, by a bright window, behind your desk, and still feel nothing change. That's because in Feng Shui, placement is only half the story. The other half is care. Energy doesn't just respond to location, it responds to attention. A well-placed object left in neglect becomes like a soldier forgotten in battle, still standing, but no longer effective. And the snake plant, for all its strength and presence, is no exception. This plant holds the energy of protection, clarity, and boundary. But when its leaves are coated in dust, when the soil is dry or sour, when yellowing tips are left untouched, it becomes energetically dull. It stops transmitting strength and starts absorbing stagnation. A dusty sword doesn't guard. It rusts, slowly, silently. And in a space that's already tense or unsettled, the dullness spreads without anyone noticing. That's why tending your snake plant is more than maintenance, it's energetic upkeep. Water it in the morning, not at night. Morning is when energy rises, when the house begins to stir. That's when the plant is most open to receiving movement. Watering at night traps moisture and makes energy settle in all the wrong ways. Wipe the leaves gently. Dust blocks breath and plants, like homes, need to breathe. Each swipe isn't just cleaning, it's clearing. You're removing the past from a living object that's trying to hold the present for you. Trim yellow or dying leaves without hesitation. You're not hurting the plant, you're letting it release what no longer serves. And if you've gone through a period of stress, illness, or emotional heaviness, consider changing the soil. Think of it as replacing the foundation. When your inner world shifts, your plants feel it too. Let their roots anchor into fresh ground so they can help you do the same. Most of all, care with intention. You don't have to say anything out loud. But every time your hand reaches toward that plant, let it carry a quiet message as you stand tall. May my space stay steady. As you thrive, may my energy rise. That thought, however soft, lingers in the leaves. It reflects in the air. And it shifts the feeling of the whole room. Because even the strongest guardian needs to be seen. And when it is, it protects not just the home, but the heart of the person who lives there. Final. A home isn't just where you live. It's where your energy collects, rests, rises, and sometimes quietly asks for help. Every item you place, every corner you neglect, every plant you choose, it all speaks, even when you're not listening. And the snake plant, though silent, is always saying something. Not with words, but with posture, with presence, with the way it holds its form even when no one's looking. You've now seen both sides of this story. How a strong plant, placed without awareness, can stir up conflict, drain rest, or quietly unsettle the very peace you're trying to build. And how that same plant, when placed with care, light, and intention, can become a quiet guardian, a filter, a stabilizer, a reminder that you don't have to hold everything by yourself. Feng Shui isn't magic, and it isn't superstition, it's observation. It's the ancient, grounded awareness that energy follows attention, and that space reflects state. When you align your surroundings with how you want to feel, life stops pushing against you. Decisions soften. Sleep deepens. The money that came and went too easily starts staying a little longer. So before you buy another object to fix your space, take a moment. Walk through your home slowly. Let the room speak to you. Let the light show you where energy flows and where it has stopped moving. If a plant is struggling, ask why. If a corner feels tight, ask what you've left behind there. There is no right or wrong in this. Only listening. And if you've made it this far, thank you. Truly. Thank you for being someone who cares deeply about how your space feels, not just how it looks. Thank you for wanting to understand, not just decorate. I hope this has helped you see your snake plant and your home with new eyes. May your space protect you. May it support you. And may it always feel like somewhere you can return to and fully rest. Take a deep breath. Let the home exhale with you. You're not starting over, you're starting to align.